This is part of the things that I was. These okay. This is part of the questions I've given you. When you get a question, these are past exam questions, so don't ignore this. This is very important. When you get a question, triangle number one is a right angle triangle. So you'll be having base times height. Area will be base times height over 2. Triangle number two, you need to write this formula before you write for me the working, or else I don't want to see your working. This is part of the working. I want to see this formula, and then you put whatever is your base, whatever is your height, over 2. You get your area. That's what I want to see. Just neat. The second type is when you don't have this sign. Okay? When you don't have this sign for right angle, but you are given this base and you are given the height, which is the distance which makes a right angle. This is called height. Straight line distance to the top. So here again, for area, it will be base times the height over 2. So this is, I want to see you start with this. Start with this formula, then write whatever you're going to write. Put in the numbers and whatever. You start with this formula. Then triangle number 3, theta A B. Right. Now, you say area. If you get this one, no right angle, but there is no base, there is no height, but you're given this side and the angle. You're given. This is what you're given. There's no right angle, there's no base, there's no height. You've given this. You're going to say it will be A, which is this side, times B, which is the other side, times sine theta divided by 2. So everything for triangle is divided by 2. Sometimes we say half AB sine 2. So right. Are you seeing? Are you seeing? Right. So this is what I want you to have. For a triangle, it's gonna be this simple, and we move on. Okay. Anyway, so for the 3 triangles that I wanted to put, choose one here. You look at the triangle you're given in the exam. Is it 1, or is it 2, or is it 3? I want to see this formula. Choose one. Then you write the answers and we move on. Did everybody hear me? Are we together? Sarah, are we together? Yes, Misha. Good. Yes, Misha, I see your hand is up. Yes, what's the question? Hmm. Is the okay? So, Misha, Mr. Clarify likes to make it simple. Okay, so if I say half base times height is the same as saying base times height over 2. Okay, if you say half times base times height, when you multiply by half, is the same as dividing by 2. So I write it the easiest way. Okay, even for formula number 3, you may see it being half AB sine C. They can change anything. That doesn't matter. But this is the same as this one. So just trust this formula, write it this way, and give me the answer, please. You multiply A times B times sine of the angle that will be in here, then you divide times 2. So come on now, don't let me down. The questions are there in the work I've given you. I want my answers. Okay. Now let's go to harder things, some other things that I did not do. Let's now continue with this. So what I gave you yesterday was triangles and then cones. Okay, cone and cylinder. So for a cone, everybody, for a cone, I'm going to improve and to add more on here. For this is the cone, And anyway, we know that for a cone, we need the radius and we need the height. Okay? We should know for a cylinder. For us to know for a cone, we should know for a cylinder. Because a cone is just a cylinder when you cut it like this. Right, so this will be the height. This will be the radius. Right. So, for here, the volume, these are now containers. The volume will be, what is the volume? Make me very happy. What is the volume? Area of this circle, then you multiply by the height. So the volume is area of this circle, area of the cross section, the circle there, then you multiply by the height. So the area of the circle is pi r squared. Then you multiply by height, h, and this becomes the volume. Then for here, for a cone, students, it's the very same as a cylinder. So you must know for a cylinder. Okay? You you, you need the same formula now, but then you divide it by 3. So volume will be pi r squared h divided by 3 for a cone. It's just the volume of a cylinder divided by 3. Everybody, we are fine with that one. Even if they say 1/3 is the same as saying divided by 3. So this is what is going on. We have the volume. We can be able to do anything that we need. Now let's go to some questions, okay? A cone with this height, volume. So there's a day that I was teaching students here, and I said this statement. I say that math does not depend on what they ask you. Okay, if you want to be a good mathematician, don't ever break this rule. Math does not depend on what they ask you. We are never going to give you marks because you have put what we ask you. We are never going to give you marks for that. We will give you marks because you use what is supposed to be used. For example, we can ask you to calculate radius of a cone. But come on, students. You are not young students. You know that we never gave each other a formula for radius of a cone. So you will never get a mark for saying R is equal to. What are you doing? Wake up. That's wrong. There's only one thing we told you about a cone, okay? We'll tell you two things, volume and surface area. So start there. Either start at volume or start at surface area formula. For us right now, we are doing volume. So once you see the word volume, listen, hey, please hear me, okay? Hear me well. I don't want to see wrong things. Once you see cone and volume of a cone, that means you are starting from the volume formula. Pi r squared h divided by 3 is the same as this, okay? Volume divided by 3. Volume of a cylinder divided by 3. Now, they want radius. So from here, now you can make radius the subject. That's why you must be good at subject of the formula. Now you can make radius the subject. You take 3 to the other side. You have 3v is equal to pi r squared h. Then, okay, you take pi and h to the other side. So you remain with r only. So it will be 3v over pi h is equal to r squared. You are doing step by step. You're not rushing. Then you now take this power of 2 to the other side. It's always the last thing. When you take power of 2 to the other side, it becomes a big square root. 3v over pi h is equal to r. So you now say r is equal to big square root 3v pi h. Right. So look here now. We now say r is equal to 3 times the v is 275 divided by pi times h, the height, 14.8. Then you say square root. R is equal to, somebody, can you do it? 3 times 275. Then say divided by, open bracket, pi times 14.8. I need you to, here's how you're going to punch it, okay? Here's how you're going to punch it. You put square root, then you open a big bracket. Or you can say square root, then you open a big bracket to say, I'm now putting everything which is in the square root, because the calculator doesn't know. You open a big bracket, then you open another one. 3, then you can open 2, but whatever, you close here. So these brackets are for things that are at the top. Then you say divided by, you open a bracket, you say pi, you open another one, you do this, then you close the brackets. Then you close the last one, which is this one, and you say equal to. So do it. Square root sign, somebody punch with me. Then open, 3, open 275, close, divided by, open pi, then open 14.78, close, then close, is equal to. What do you get? What's the answer, students? $4.21. Anyone with a question? So this is easy for cone. Let's do another one. We are still sticking on cones and cylinders and stuff. We have these formulas for volume. You're not letting me down. Anyway, here's another one. Right. What do they want? All right, let's do for this one. Let's do this question, which is a nice one. I want to be able to just give you to do these questions. I'm beginning to trust you guys, okay? But anyway, they said the volume of each of the following solids. So, can I ask you, what is the first formula you write? Listen, students, you are now maths superstars. You don't ever write the formula of what they ask you, because sometimes what they ask you is not even a formula. You write the formula of what you know, a word that is mentioned somewhere in here. Everybody sees the word volume. So how do you tell me you're a mathematician? You read the word volume of the solids, then you ignore that. Because you know formula for volume of all solids. So all you have to do is look which solid do they mention. And before you even read their question, write the formula. So don't even read their question. It's a cube. They said volume, then they say the word cube. Because if you try to think of length of cube, you're going to spend the whole day and you're going to think math is hard, but it's you. It's not maths. You're trying to start on the wrong position. You start at volume of cube. So you're going to write the formula for the volume of cube. I will not mark your work if I see wrong things. It's like length times length times length. Okay, it's like L cubed, right? Volume is L cubed. Okay, and they say the length is X, so you can say volume is X times X times X. Volume is X cubed. Volume is X cubed, because they said each length is X. And they said the volume is 1000. So for V, for volume, we are now putting 1000. Why are we doing it? Because we have now put the formula. We now start to solve. So always start at the formula. At least if you want to get it wrong having followed the steps. I will forgive you. What I will not forgive is wrong methods. 1000 is equal to X cubed, because they say the volume is 1000 for all solids. Now you take what? The power of 3, because you want X. You take it to the other side. It will become cube root. Okay, it will become root of 3 of 1000. This gives you X. What is that? It's 10. So here. So have you seen? Have you seen this? Students, good. Come here. A sphere with radius. So now I want to talk to you guys as we are going. We are about to finish. Kelly, what is the first thing I should write here? What is it that will quickly get your attention on this? Kelly, how do we find radius X? Kelly, how do we find the radius X of the sphere? What are we going to use? KK. Kelly. Kelly, where are you? Okay, I'll call her to check after the lesson. My volume is low. Michelle, what are you saying? My volume is low. One dipper. How do I find radius of the sphere? Tell me. Quick. How do I find the radius of the sphere? Tell me, one dipper. From the trick that I'm teaching you guys, how do I find radius of the sphere? What formula should I write down, one dipper? Is there a formula for radius of a sphere? Guys? Yes. Or my volume was not there. Misha, was I audible? Oh, my voice is breaking up. Is it better now? Yes, Misha, you can answer. How do I solve this question? Is there a formula for radius of a sphere? Thank you. Thank you. You use the formula for volume of a sphere. Why, Misha? Why do you use the formula for volume of a sphere? Because they mentioned the word volume in the question, right? And that's the only formula we have that is related to this question. Right, Misha? We do not have a formula for radius, so we are not going to sleep. Cambridge thinks we are going to sleep. They are going to make this even hard. I'll show you. It keeps getting deeper and deeper, students. So don't waste anyone's time. Be careful. You'll get 100%. So you know what I know is the formula for volume. It's 4/3. Okay? You're not even panicking. You know what you're doing. You're careful. You are looking. Pi r cubed. Then from here, I should now find radius. Okay? So I'll take 4/3 to the other side. It flips. Okay? If you take 4 over 3 to the other side, it will flip. It will become 3 over 4. And it is multiplying v. And it is equal to pi r cubed. 3 over 4, if it multiplies v, it becomes 3v divided by 4. It is equal to pi r cubed. Then we take pi to the other side. It becomes 3v over 4 pi is equal to r cubed. Okay, because pi will go divide. Then you take this cubed, because you only want r. It will become cube root of this which was there, of 3v over 4 pi. This is equal to r. Now, what did they say was the volume of it? 1000 of all. So it's now going to be the cube root of 3 by 1000 divided by 4 pi is equal to r. Tell me what the answer is here. So here's how you punch it. Second function, then x to the 3. Okay? Say second function, then press x to the 3. You would have made cube root. Then start using your brackets nicely. Okay? You open a big bracket for everything that is inside. Then you open a second bracket for things that are at the top. You say 3, open bracket 1000, you close. You're done with things at the top. Then you say divided by, open bracket 4 times pi, close. Then you close bracket again. You say is equal to. You must get an answer. What is your r? What is your r? Pardon? 2.89 centimeters is your r or x, because they say it's the radius, so it's 2.89. Questions become very easy if you fix your approach to them. You have to work on your approach. Don't go and do questions the wrong way. They will look hard. Let's finish here. What are we getting here? A cone with whatever and slant height. There they give you the slant height. Now, we are not joking around. We know that for cones, when they give us this, we did it last time, it's useless unless you are doing surface area. This is the wrong height. It's useless. Nobody wants it. So first of all, we are going to need to do volume, but don't you try to do volume with this bad height. It's the wrong one. It's here to take your marks. Wake up, be careful. It's wrong. You have to get this one. That's the true height. Now, how do you get that height? You are going to use Pythagoras theorem. Okay? You're going to use Pythagoras theorem to get the height. To do Pythagoras theorem, because it is a right-angled triangle here. Okay, students? This is a right-angled triangle. And you know two angles you're trying to get. You know two sides, I mean. You're trying to get the third side. So you use Pythagoras. Remember, for right-angled triangles, we have SOHCAHTOA and we have Pythagoras. And we have Pythagoras. So we say, SOHCAHTOA, you are out. There's no angle here. I use Pythagoras. What does Pythagoras say? It says hypotenuse must be alone. Everything must be squared. And the other two sides must add. The other two sides must add. So find me the hypotenuse. Come on now. Don't write your own Pythagoras. These are the type of mistakes that I don't want to see in your works. You are very important people. Don't let me down. I never taught you that wrong stuff. I told you for Pythagoras, find your hypotenuse. Find the hypotenuse. Now when you write, make it be alone. So what is the hypotenuse in this case? It's because we don't want this wrong height. We want the real one. So hypotenuse, what is he? X root 5. So x root 5 is alone, and it should be squared because everything is squared, is equal to the other two sides. And they are all squared as well, but they're adding h squared plus x squared. Now we need to find the height because we want to use it in this formula here. So what we are going to then do, we first expand here. It becomes x when you are squaring outside and your things are multiplying. You square them both. So you got to square the x. It becomes x squared. Then you have to square this one as well. So it becomes root o squared. So it will be root 5 o squared. It is equal to h squared plus x squared. X squared, root and squared will cancel. This becomes a 5. It is equal to h squared plus x squared. This becomes 5x squared. It is equal to h squared plus x squared. You take this other x squared to the other side. It becomes 5x squared minus x squared is equal to h squared. Now, 5x squared minus 1x squared. 5 minus 1, that's 4. Becomes 4x squared. It is equal to h squared. Then now you take this power of 2 to the other side. It now will become square root of 4x squared is equal to h. It's no longer h squared. The power of 2 is gone. Square root of 4, 2. Square root of x squared, x. This is going to be equal to h. So h is 2x. Now your job is to find radius. So you now write v is equal to 1/3 pi r squared h. We are now finding radius. And to find radius, we start at volume. Because that's the formula we know. Then we start going step by step. Find the r. You take what? To find r, 1/3 to the other side, it becomes 3/1. When a fraction goes to the other side, it flips times v. This is equal to pi r squared h. 3/1 is just a 3 times v. 3v is equal to pi r squared h. Then you take the pi and h to the other side. 3v over pi h is equal to r squared. Then you take the squared to the other side. Square root of 3v over pi h is equal to r. Now, square root of 3 times. You've been told what v is. They said v for all questions, use 1,000. So 3 by 1,000 over pi times h. H is 2x. This gives you r. Or we can say this gives you x because the r has been told that it's x. Radius is x centimeters. So it gives us x. This becomes interesting, right? This becomes very interesting, actually. Because we would say, I need to get x. So I need to remove this one. Okay, so I'll take, let's do it back. Let's do it again. We need to remove this r is an x. So we can say this, we can do it this way. When we have it as r squared like this, what we'll do is we'll change this h and the r, the radius, to be in terms of x. We would have 3v, we can do it here. 3v will be equal to pi. The r, the radius, they've told us that the radius is x. So it will be x squared by the h we have found it to be 2x. So it's like this. So we now have 3v is equal to pi. We are just replacing. I didn't do anything here. Please. Radius was x, so I put x instead of r because the radius is x. Then h is 2x, so I quickly put it so that I can make them the subject, so that I can find it. So it'll be 3v is equal to pi by x all squared will be x squared by 2x, which is 3v is equal to pi multiplying x squared times x is x cubed, so it is 2x cubed. So now we'll say 3v divided by 2 pi is equal to x cubed. Then you take cube to the other side, it will become cube root of 3v over 2 pi is equal to x. Now we can get an answer. So you say now the cube root of 3 by 1000 over 2 pi. This gives us x. What's the answer? 3 times 1000 divided by open bracket 2 pi. You get an answer? Then say cube root. So if you want to punch it one time, you say second function x cubed, which brings you this. Then you open a big bracket. Then after opening a big bracket, you open another one. You open a big bracket, then you open another one. 3 by 1000, you close it. Divided by, open bracket, 2 pi close, then you close the big one. What is the answer? So 7.82. Are we together? Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. What does the word substitute mean? What is to substitute? Class, what is to substitute? To substitute means to remove something and put what it means. So, I'm going to ask you a question. Isn't here you have pi, you have r squared, you have h. Do you know what r also is? Do we have another r? You go up, you see it here. Radius x. Can you see it? Okay. So this is going to be your r. So we can bring it and put it where there was r. Is it true? We can remove radius r and put x, right? Okay, then you remove h. Can you see here what h is here? Have you seen that? Which means where there is h, we can remove it and put 2x. That's just what it is. Right. Anyone with a question? Anyone with a question? All right. Well done. So I need you to do for me the questions. I'm going to give you more. These are the other ones I didn't give you. I'll give you more. I want you to do my questions and submit my work. Okay, so by the way, for those who need to do this one, water in the tank or whatever, the volume of this is a sphere divided by 2. Volume of a sphere divided. So you do your cylinder pi r squared h, then you divide it by 2, then you are going to have the volume of this. Anyone with a question? Anyone with a question? Yes, Sarah. Yes, for the half cylinder, yes, it's this one. It is when you have a cylinder and you divide by 2. So this is where you start. Then you can look for anything. You can find anything they want. Right. I'm taking the paper for register. I'm going to send you. So everybody, please submit the work I gave you yesterday, and then I'm also sending you the work that I want you guys to do. So please get it done, and you send it to me.